I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but for many of us, older folks lied about the keys to career success. Just work hard and put your head down. Don't you go quitting that good job now. All you got to do is keep working with the same company and get those good benefits. How many of y'all have heard these things as career advice? I also remember back in the day, like getting a government job was like creme de la creme. Like, go ahead and get you a good government job. That is the key to job security. And as we can see in today's environment, all of this has been flipped on its head. And so I get it. It might be a little bit aggressive to say that they lied to us because the reality is what worked for previous generations just won't cut it for us. It just won't cut it these days. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel where we focus on all things faith and career. Today, we are talking through how hard work and discipline will only take you so far. It is quite the pivot from school, right? Where hard work and discipline tends to pay off by way of good grades. And guess what? Then you can go on to a good college, you can get good grades there, and then hopefully you can land yourself a good job. Well, that is where things start to change. And so, early in your career, of course, working hard and being disciplined will help to set you up with good work habits so that you can continue to operate in excellence. However, when it comes to career growth, performance is only one slice of the pie. In fact, Harvey Coleman, who coined the pie theory, breaks down career advancement like this. His core idea is that career advancement depends on more than just doing your job well. It requires managing how others see you, your image, and ensuring key people know about your work, your exposure. And so while we can argue the percentages, the reality still remains that performance is only one slice of the pie. You also have to consider your image and your exposure. So let's talk about it. Within this pie theory, doing your job well is just the starting point. So all of that hard work and discipline is literally just the foundation. You are at step one. And when you realize that that is just step one, you have to get a whole lot more strategic about how you spend your time to ensure that you don't let those other pieces fall by the wayside. Because as you'll see in his diagram, he thinks that those account for 90% of career advancement. And whether you think that 90% is too high or too low, the reality is that it accounts for a lot. And so let's talk about image, which is how others perceive you. The first thing I want to say is that it might not be what you think. You can think that you are doing a fantastic job. And guess what? When it comes to checking the box and getting the work done, maybe you are. However, maybe in that push for perfection, you're rubbing others the wrong way. Perhaps you get so focused on the task at hand that you lose sight of the bigger picture. In order to effectively manage your image, you need to request feedback often. And I get it. Feedback can be uncomfortable at times. And so I'm actually going to create a completely separate video on feedback, why it's important, how to go about collecting it, how to get out of your own head, because feedback is extremely helpful, especially when it is framed in a way that is actionable. Here's the thing, you can't fix what you don't know. So if you never invite people, encourage people, really force people to give you good, constructive criticism, you'll never know the areas where they secretly think that you're not doing well, or where they have just placed you into a box because they figure that's just the way you are. Okay, so next is exposure, which is visibility at the right level. The emphasis here is on right level. So when I got my first promotion at my current company, which was to senior program manager, a lot of the feedback to support my promotion came from my my cross-functional peers. That is different from this latest promotion that I got, which was to director, which required feedback from executive leaders across the business. And I say this to say, as a classic example of what got you here won't get you there, the right people at one level might not be the right set of individuals that you need exposure to at the next level. And so it's very important to have a clear understanding of who the key stakeholders are who will play a key part in either seeing you through that career advancement or being the roadblock to it. Okay, so now what? Now you have to approach your career differently. Now that you know this, I promise you, you won't be able to unsee it. So you recognize performance, while important, is not the only thing. So you need to make sure that you are strategically positioning yourself through your image and the exposure that you are getting across your organization. Now, when it comes to image, you can actively manage that by requesting feedback, identifying gaps, and then figuring out plans to improve areas that may require improvement. When it comes to exposure, this is likely going to need to be in partnership with your manager. If you are spending all of your time working on low-level tasks that don't get you exposure to the right people, have an open and honest conversation with your manager about your career. When I think about career advancement, if I think about myself being in the driver's seat, my manager is in the passenger seat. Like, while my manager does not control my ultimate career growth, your manager does play a large role, a very large role in where you're going to head. Trust me. And so, even if you don't absolutely adore your manager and just love working for them, you do need to have an effective working relationship where they are helping you to gain the exposure necessary for you to advance in your career, period. And so, if I were to leave you with three things, it would be: continue to operate in excellence, build a strong personal brand, and seek visibility. Over the next few weeks, I'll be recording a career growth strategy series. Whew, that's a mouthful. But in this series, I'll be walking you through how to do all of these things and more. Let's make this your best career year yet. Okay, I hope you found this video helpful. And if you did, please let me know in the comments what's one action you're taking this week to help you get a bigger slice of the pie. And if you haven't done so already, please be sure to like and subscribe and share with a friend who needs to unlock the keys to successful career growth. Until next time, friends.